Welcome back to IGN Live at Gamescom, brought to you by Homefront: The Revolution. I'm here with Matt, and we're checking out Street Fighter V. Matt, welcome.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, what are you showing us today? It looks like Vega is fighting somebody?
Yeah, so the exciting announcement at Gamescom, Vega is joining the roster. This is also the first time that both Vega and necalli is the first brand new character to be added to Street Fighter V. Mm-hmm. They're playable for the first time, so very excited to see fans getting hands-on time with these new characters.
Looks like you're adding a lot of fan favorites. You had the new character, necalli. Why don't you tell us a little bit about him and the creation process?
Yeah, so necalli is the first brand new character. He's an ancient warrior. He's got a very visceral design. We wanted a character that was very intense. He fights up close and personal. He's very bestial. He's got one of the most inventive V-triggers we have in the game. It's permanent once you activate it, so you kind of want to access that new mode. That's when his hair goes pretty bonkers, and he becomes a very serious threat.
We've seen Birdie, who's been pretty changed. We've seen Ken, who is a little faster. He has a few new moves. What have you changed with Vega?
So, like the design philosophy behind Street Fighter V, we want every single character to have a very unique and individualized play style. One of the cool things about Vega is the first character that we have that has two different play styles built into one. So Vega has the ability to switch between different modes. He can go into his claw on stance or a claw off stance. When he's got his claw on, he's a really good footsie character. He's got some great range, so he's a little bit more defensive. Basically, you keep people away with the claw and you kind of abuse your distance. When you take the claw off, then he becomes a rushdown character. So he gets access to new combos. He's much more in your face. So to have the ability to kind of switch between different modes, defensive or an offensive play style, really makes him a very unique addition to the roster.
One of my favorite things in one of your early trailers was the noodle hat.
Yeah.
You can hit players, and then there's noodles on their head for the whole game. Is there anything else like that we can expect?
I mean, there is. We're not going into specific details. They're kind of like Easter eggs that are peppered throughout the game. I do know that with Birdie, if you hit people with his chain critical arts after he skips the chain, you can actually plug them into the ground. So there's going to be other stuff that's kind of hidden, but it'll pop up organically.
Okay. Now, I have to ask, being an Xbox fan, why PlayStation exclusive?
So really, Sony has been a great partner for ours, and they share the same vision for the growth potential in the fighting game space. So it's not just a marketing deal, it is a strategic partnership. We're in it for the long haul. Sony's really putting their best foot forward to make sure that the PlayStation 4 is the home of fighting games. So some of the ways that they're supporting us, they've helped us out with cross-platform play, so this is going to be the first time that we're uniting the community into a centralized player base. They're also helping us out a lot with our esports initiatives surrounding the Capcom Pro Tour, so really great partnership in place.
Okay. Now, EVO is one of your favorite events, you told me off the air.
Yeah.
What was it like bringing it there this year?
Oh, it's been exceptional. We definitely should have had more kiosks. It was absolutely packed the entire time, but the fans have loved this game. The amount of positive feedback that we've received has been overwhelming. So to watch people, I think I watched one guy get a 102-game win streak when he was there. So people were going in, they're having a great time, and really Street Fighter V is starting to pick up steam and it's getting super exciting.
Are you in talks to bring Street Fighter V to EVO?
I mean, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, all of the Capcom Pro Tour is going to migrate to Street Fighter V next year. EVO is a central milestone of the community, so it's part of the Capcom Pro Tour. A lot of exciting competitive action to come in the coming years. This year alone, we have $500,000 worth of prize money. So Capcom Cup later this year is going to be the first time a player walks away with a six-figure paycheck just from a single fighting game win. So it's pretty exciting times for the competitive scene.
Going from Street Fighter 4 and all the mechanics that you established in that game to Street Fighter 5, what did you learn?
So Street Fighter V is a product that learns from all previous Street Fighter iterations, both in terms of gameplay design and in terms of how we're handling our content delivery system. So gameplay-wise, Street Fighter V is really a return to the series' roots. It's about outthinking your opponent and playing that guessing game, and it's less about just keeping yourself safe. So focus attacks could be used very defensively in Street Fighter 4, and you can do things like cancel out of an uppercut to keep yourself safe. We're removing a lot of that stuff to go back to kind of the risk-reward game. If you commit to a move and it works great. But if you commit to it and it doesn't, you should get punished. So really taking it back to the core gameplay elements that made Street Fighter what it is today.
Is there ever a world where you would do a Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat?
No.
No, that'll just never happen. Confirmed on IGN. Yeah. Sorry, everybody.
I mean, I wish them the best. Like, there's no hard feelings, but right now we're just focused on our own franchise. We want to make Street Fighter the best it can be right now.
Cool. So let's go back to Vega, talk a little bit about the new mechanics that he is showcasing. How do you think players should best utilize this character?
So I think you should definitely, so you start off with your claw mode. Yeah. You definitely need to use that to keep your distance. He's got some of the best long-range pokes in the game. His down forward heavy punch goes just about half screen. He's also really tricky. So his V skill it's like a matador. He can spin around and he can dodge a move, and then he can go directly into a swipe. Every time you hit the swipe, you can then build up your V trigger. So you want to be kind of tricky, keep your distance, and then keep mixing them up by switching your stances back and forth.
Who's going to give him the most trouble?
I think it depends on what mode he's in. So I would say when he's in rushdown mode, he's an effective rushdown character, but he probably doesn't do it as well as a character like Cammy, who's really built for that design. So you may struggle against her when it's up close. I think footsies-wise, he's pretty much he's in a good place. I don't see too many other characters that are going to be able to outpoke him, but might have some difficulty up close.
With the new character, what were some of your design inspirations? I see a lot of Wolverine there.
He does kind of look like Wolverine. We just wanted to go for an Aztec warrior. We wanted someone that was just super intense. He's unlike any character that we've really designed recently, so I think he's pretty refreshing, his design.
So as you introduce these new characters, like you're going to announce Blanca soon, E Honda's coming, I'm sure.
Yeah.
How do you keep everything balanced? A lot of play testing, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, a lot of play testing, and that'll happen over time. This is the first time that we've run. We're going to be running large-scale beta tests, so that's used both to help improve our online experience, and will be used to collect feedback on gameplay balance. But I think the roster itself, when you choose the characters, we're really putting a lot of focus of making sure that that character serves a specific purpose as to why they've been put into the game, and they're truly unique. Like if you compare characters that have traditionally been clones like Ryu and Ken, this time around they're very drastically different, and we're trying to take what the character what they are known for and bring it to life. So for instance, Ryu, he's known for his Hadokens. So his V-trigger mode basically puts him into Denjin mode, so he gets more powerful projectiles, and he can throw them out with different timing. Whereas someone like Ken is supposed to be a little bit more aggressive, so his V skill is based off of a run, so he can stay and give relentless pressure in your opponent's face. His V trigger brings his flame skills to life. So every character in itself is going to be very unique, and they'll come to life based off of what you really know them for.
How nerve-wracking is it taking these beloved characters with a standard moveset that the players have been used to forever and making dramatic changes to it?
I mean, sometimes it can be scary, but sometimes it can be fun. I think at least for me, seeing Ken's design this time around, I think it's really kind of Ken's true form. We haven't really let him be unleashed in the past, so this is definitely the most aggressive version that we've had. So I think it is kind of refreshing to mix things up to a certain degree. I mean, the characters are iconic. You don't want to mess with the formula too much. So they still have moves that are very recognizable, but we have just enough leniency to really mix things up and bring these characters to life in a new way.
Now, even aesthetically, Ken looks different. How did you react to the community's reaction to your changes to Ken?
I mean, I think he looks great. I would say our approach for design, there's certain characters that we wanted to stay true to their original formula. So a character like Ryu, who's essentially our company icon, we didn't want to mess with him too much, but Ken, there's a little bit more flexibility to do something new and inventive with him. In terms of character looks, though, there will be cosmetic options later down the line. So if you've seen any Street Fighter game, there's lots of costume options. So I'm sure whatever you're looking for will get there over time.
So you're planning on doing costume DLC?
Well, yeah, eventually. Well, we just got into details of our new service-based model, so we are mixing things up on how we're delivering content this time around. It's very exciting. Some of our philosophies, this is going to be the only disc you ever need to own. We're also not going to charge for any sort of balance updates in the future, so all balance updates are going to be made available free to all players. And we're rewarding players that play the game. So if you're dedicated and you continuously play the game online, or offline, you'll be able to generate fight money and use that to earn new content post-launch for the first time ever in the franchise. So really exciting times.
Cool. How are you handling the beta?
So we are currently, so the first beta didn't work as well as expected. So we're very apologetic for how that went down. That is part of the reason why we do a beta, is to test these things to make sure that we get the kinks out before the game comes out. So right now the team is hard at work fixing it. We'll have new details soon as to what our next phases are going to be. But stay tuned for more details. They'll be coming shortly.
Cool. Well, I'm excited to get into the beta next time around.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah,
Matt,
thank you.
And for bringing Street Fighter V today. Thank you for joining us also. And for more, keep it locked right here on IGN.